In my last video, The Healing Power of Prayer, I talked about how prayer can be transformative force that goes beyond asking for material possessions or specific outcomes. Today, I want to share another story of healing and transformation, how attending a concert by James Taylor helped heal my spirit during a very difficult recovery period. So they sent me home from the hospital with a bucket full of medications. There was ibuprofen, Tylenol, gabapentin, all these medications used in combination because they no longer want to dispense any kind of opiate medication. And so there was a surprise for me when I came home. I opened up the door and rats had taken a bite out of an apple on my kitchen counter. And to me, this was disturbing and perplexing. And the reason it was perplexing is because I had been researching treatments used in the San Francisco bubonic plague, which was in the early 1900s. And as I was doing this research on remedies, I discovered that the cause of the San Francisco bubonic plague, or the spread of bubonic plague in San Francisco, was due to rats. And bubonic plague is one of the many infections that are spread by rats. And this affected all over the world at various different times. So here it was, the rats had taken advantage of a crack in my house and gotten in just in the way that there was a crack in my immune system, and the cancer had used that as an opportunity to proliferate. So the rats are proliferating in my house, and hopefully due to the surgery, the cancer is no longer proliferating in my body. The next thing which really surprised me that I found is once I got over the shock of the rat, I discovered that my neighbor had made chicken soup for me. And I just couldn't believe that. Nobody does that, certainly during the pandemic. You know, if anybody was cooking, more people during the pandemic were watching cooking shows than actual cooking. And the few people that cooked for themselves and their families, not their neighbor. I wasn't even that close. But it just made me feel great. You know, chicken soup, as we know, is good for the body, mind, and spirit. And so to me, it was not just the taste of the chicken soup, it was eating the chicken soup and just feeling that people liked me, people cared about me, that I was worthy. And I had friends, and that was really consoling to me because even though I was home from the hospital, I still had pain. I still had abdominal pain. So before, the pain that I thought was Crohn's disease was actually a tumor in my colon. Now the pain was basically they had to remove the tumor and do what they call a resection, or basically section my colon back up together. And the operation was about 5 hours. And so one of the things that they sent me home with was a girdle. And so every time I felt that abdominal pain, this was a deep pain. When before the surgery, it felt like a rake was raked over my whole gastrointestinal system and my digestive organs. But now this was this deep ache deep inside me that I felt whenever I got out of a bed, whenever I got out of a car, whenever I got out of a chair. I just felt this deep ache. And the other thing I described is how much we use our abdominal muscles. I went for a walk in the beach to try to aid my recovery, you know, on the sandy beach. And after about 10 minutes, my abs were killing me just from walking on the beach. And I later found out from a friend that yeah, you use a lot of abdominal muscles when you're in the sand because they're actually helping you keep balance. And so, I learned so much. And one of the things I learned previous to that, when I was dealing with IBS and Crohn's disease symptoms, is how to rest my digestive system. And so basically, due to the 5-hour operation, my stomach had actually shrank. So I had to eat basically small meals. If I ate anything more than half a meal, I would be in intense abdominal pain. It felt like a rock was just sitting in my intestines. And so what do I do when for myself and for my clients when I say I want to rest my digestive system? Well, it involves eating foods, mostly foods that are warm or hot, eating soups and stews, and sipping on teas. And the two best for the gastrointestinal system are ginger and peppermint. And so I ate small meals. I took herbs, mostly in the form of teas, and I got it so that I could start treating my anemia. And the reason I say that is because I was anemic. I had received 4 units of blood in transfusion form at the hospital. So I was anemic coming out of the hospital. So I wanted to build up my blood. But part of the secret here is foods and herbs that are used to build up blood and even iron can be hard to digest. So you need to make sure your digestive system is working well before you use these anemia type treatments. So as soon as my digestive system got better, I was taking herbs and eating small meals. I started using liver pate as a food therapy. Why? Because liver, particularly if it's organic and that sort of thing, is one of the best ways of treating anemia because there's blood in the liver. I used liver pate, I used Chinese herbs, and then I used iron as well. So I was working on my fatigue. Oftentimes my day ended up at noon, and so I listened to audiobooks and watched movies and things like that the rest of the day. And gradually my fatigue got better. I was able to use the anemia treatments, and soon my energy got even better. And then the high point of that year was actually going to a James Taylor concert. So my beloved had picked up tickets for this concert a long time ago, and I was just so excited. I felt like a kid about to get a birthday cake. You know, here I was going to see James Taylor, and this is a musician that I sort of grew up with. So I had seen him in my teens twice, and the first time I had seen him was at the Guitar Study Center. So I studied guitar when I was a teenager, and there was James Taylor conducting a workshop and playing some songs about 20 feet away from me. I just couldn't believe it. And so the opportunity to see James Taylor, I was just so excited. And so even though it was during COVID and everybody had to be masked and everybody had to show proof of vaccination to get into the giant auditorium, I was just so psyched. And before James Taylor came on, they played this sound mural, and I've never seen anything like it, but it was people all over the world playing James Taylor music. And I remember there was a young guy from Latin America playing Fire and Rain, which is just a wonderful song about that dichotomy of fire and heat and cooling, rain and water. And then the high point of the evening was when the song Shower the People came on. And the basic premise of the song, or one of the lyrics of the song, is shower the people with love. And I had listened to this song before I was in surgery, I was dealing with pain. And I would listen to this song, Shower the People with Love, and I would feel better. You know, I would feel distracted. I no longer was concentrating on pain. I was concentrating on the music and the lyrics and this idea of love showering down on me. And this version of Shower the People with Love is sang by an incredible soul singer. And when the song started playing, I was like a teenager, you know, like holding a candle up. I was like, oh my God, that's like my song. And he was singing Shower the People with Love. And there was this electricity through the crowd, 10,000 people. This whole amphitheater shook as the soul singer hit his high notes. And I was just like so amazed. And it was like I got this surge of confidence. It was like all my struggles had disappeared. I could feel and imagine love showering down on me. I can heal. I can heal. I can heal. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please comment below and be sure to like and subscribe to help us grow our channel. Thanks for joining us